Afternoon YouTube, it is I, Danielle, better known as Danielle Happy Medium, and in this video up for topic for discussion today, I couldn't get my words out there, I had a question brought to me late last night, maybe it was about 12:30, from a lovely gentleman called Darren out in Australia, and he asked me, Danielle, what do I do when the energy drops and I feel as if I'm going to move over onto a psychic link? Many people who do mediumship will jump between the two when they first start out. So they'll jump from psychic and then medium. They're moving their mind between the two worlds. So what happens is they may start off on a mediumistic link, then drop over onto a psychic link, or they may start on a psychic link and then push over onto a mediumistic link. What we always want is the mind to be here with the spirit world. It is really important, because otherwise what we're doing is we're taking information from the person if we're working on a psychic vibration, which really isn't evidential mediumship, because it's ultimately coming out of the auric field. I hope you can all say that. Let me move around a little bit. I hope them lights are all right there for you. I'm just trying new things all the time. It happens all the time. Yeah, I like to try new things anyway. So we have to always want to make sure that we're staying here with the medium, all right, or with the medium in the spirit world. Now, what happens is, one of the couple of hints and tips I can give you, the first one is that most mediums haven't built what I call enough energy. Now, this means that we use our energy because we're moving the mind to go to the spirit world. So when we're doing mediumship, we drain energy, we drain our resources. And one of the best ways to replenish is, one, to obviously look after yourself, two, got plenty of rest. But if you don't want to do all them things, best thing to do is just sit and either meditate or sit within the power. Either or is going to sort of build your reserves for when you're doing sort of readings, or when you're doing any sort of rostrum work, church work, floor demonstration, inspirational talks, spiritual philosophy, all these things that are based around mediumship. And what people really don't realise is we're burning energy every time we're taking our mind to the spirit world, taking our mind to the spirit world, taking our mind to the spirit world. So this is the first one that we need to sort of get in order so that we have enough energy to do all the things that we need to do. Now, second one is, if we've got all of that in place and, we've got all these things done, we need to be making sure that we're staying with the spirit world. Now, how do we do that and stop us jumping back onto the psychic link? So when we feel like a story sort of running out, or it feels like it's drying up, is probably the best way I can put it to you. It's either the spirit world's finished talking about what they want to talk about, or it's time, or you're going to move over back onto that psychic link. You're taking your mind away from your communicator, which means that what you have to do is use the power of the thought again to ask, what's next? So if you start to feel that glitch starting to come, or you will start to realise that the more work you do for the spirit world, the more you read energy, the more you work with the spirit world, and you work the psychic in the medium, you'll start to feel that difference. I feel it. It took me a while to learn it, but after a while I have learned it, and I know that it's there. So when I feel like that glitch is starting to come out, that graininess as I call it, I know that it's either the communicator's finishing up, or I need to go back to the spirit because my mind's just starting to drift a little bit. Now, that would be because something's gone on within the room, because something's taking your attention, because that does happen. Rustling sweets, people talking in the congregations, phones going off, interrupted by another sitter that's coming if you're doing one-to-one work. So making sure that you use the power of the thought to take your mind back to the spirit world will also help you hold the blend when you're working for the spirit world. And this is really, really important when we're doing our mediumistic work, because all our work is done on the power of the thought. So a simple sort of scenario of, yes, Dad, I understand you've finished with that. What else do you want to talk to me about? Or what other story is it that you would like to, talk to your loved one about? Or what other evidence do you want to give your loved one in order to prove that it is them? And what this will do is keep your mind in the spirit world. Now, the third one I have, and one that's massively underused, is get your guides in, right? And what I mean by this is if you feel as if you're jumping between the two worlds when you're doing your mediumistic work, then let's get the guides in. Let's have a chat with them. Let's see what they can put in place in order to help you keep your mind more within the spiritual world. Also, another thing that I don't see enough going on is people asking their guides to help you with the communications. Why are you struggling? Why is your mind struggling on to, work with the spirit world when you have lots and lots of help with the guides, the loved ones, the communicators, all these things? Not enough mediums are inviting their guides in to help them with communications. These guides know your mind better than anybody. They know what's important and how that information is going to get over, because they're working with you every day, working with your mind. Every day your mind changes, whatever mood you're in, whatever it may be. So these people here who are there to help, I keep saying it, they're not just bobbing around up there for the fun of it. They're not up there just, knocking a boot thinking, oh, well, I'll just, this, that and the t'other. They're there because they're there to help. They're there to help with communications. It's an insult to think that us as mediums know better than the spiritual world. So get these guys involved. Say to them, look, can you help me out with communications? When I'm doing communications, rostrum or sittings or whatever, can you help me out? Can you help me get that information over in a better way? Can you help me sort of understand that more with my mind? You will see great benefits from your mediumship if you start getting these people involved. The last one I want to give you is if you are working psychically, and especially if you're using tools, so maybe tarot cards, pendulums, whatever it may be, in order to do your mediumship, try taking them out from time to time, which will sort of move that psychic ability, because you will have to take your mind to the spirit world in order to be able to get your communicator. Another hint and tip, 5, wait for your communicator. Do not jump until you have that communicator with you, whether it be you feel them, whether you see them, whether you hear them, whatever it may be, however it is you're working with the spirit world. What lots and lots of mediums do is a panic, and they'll get up on a rostrum or they'll do a sitting, but because they haven't got anything, they'll jump straight out onto a psychic link and jump straight into the auric field, which will only get you so far, and then you've got nobody to go back to get additional information. Wait for your communicator is a big must when we're looking at when the energy drops. If you're finding the energy's dropping when you're working, you haven't built enough power to get you through, or enough energy. You're not using the power of the thought enough to keep your mind in the spirit world, because if you have your mind in the spirit world, it will continue all the time. The spirit world will give you everything you need to do a communication. If your energy is dropping, or if you're not staying with your blend, then ultimately what will happen is it will start to dip and completely wipe out, and then fear will kick in and you will have nowhere to go, because you will panic and want to pull out. So it's really, really vitally important that we get these things in place, and that we get these guides in and ask them to help us out with our communications. And I see so many mediums struggling on. They're trying so hard, and you don't need to, because you've got all the resources you need here with the spirit world, with the hints and tips you get from me and the mediums, wherever it is, just go out. There's lots just come on this YouTube channel, but understand that the guides have everything you need. Make sure you're sitting enough. I know you're either sitting for the spirit world or you're sitting for you. I've got some meditations, I'll stick them at the end. You can take a look at them, see what you think. So making sure that you do these things will help you from watching the energy drop. If it's dropping and you feel it sort of kicking out on that psychic link, use the power of your mind to go back and stay there and keep with the spirit world, because it will help you no end. Another question that this gentleman asked me was about names, and when our minds come out of the spirit world and we're getting names, then they're coming off the psychic link, because you'll be pulling them names out of the auric field. Another hint and tip I can give is I ask my guides to help me bring through names of the communicator, of the loved one, of the loved one's families. Asking them to help you bring this evidence through will ultimately help you when you're doing your communications from the spirit world. Keep with the story, but also adding evidence in is really important, because that's our job, to prove that life continues after death. Allow the spirit world freedom, but also making sure that we're adding bits in if we need to. If the communicator is going to give you the name, Bob's your uncle, how's your nanny, you know what I mean? It's all good. learning to use these guides, I kind of get it over and over. Learn to drop the tools, which makes your mind have to go to the spirit world. Wait for your communicator. Don't jump out on that psychic link. Don't panic, because what will happen is if you panic, you will want to jump for that psychic link. Learn to just wait a couple of seconds, and that feels like forever. And trust me, it does, because I work really fast. I know that breath feels like it's forever, and it's like, are you coming? Is there somebody going to be there? You know what? But trust me, if you wait them 3 seconds, you will get the communicator. And once you get the communicator, your mind will stay there unless you take it away. So learn to make sure that you use all the hints and tips, which will keep your mind with the blend. So thanks to Darren, I don't know who James is, for sending me that question over Facebook last night. It was a pleasure talking to you out there in Oz. I have quite a lot of Australian following, so thank you very much to all of you who continue to watch, promote, share, everything. It's Friday here and it's my weekend off. I've been training non-stop for the last 3 to 4 weeks. I'm incredibly tired. I'm going to enjoy some family time, some home time, and spend some time with some quality people who love me. Let me move that lamp out of the way. And I'll see you all on Monday morning, on Monday afternoon. Have a fantastic weekend. Let me know how you think. Give me some comments. Please do subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're not already. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Big kisses from me. Bye for now.